Hi everyone, I'm Karl, and these are just a few of my thoughts on combating depression. I highly recommend as an alternative to Western antidepressants something that is now actually clinically proven to be far more effective for mild and moderate depression than antidepressants from the pharmaceutical industry, and that is something called St. John's wort. It might be called something different in your country, but just Google St. John's wort and have a look at it. It's incredibly effective for reducing depressive symptoms for mild and moderate depression with no side effects. You know, a lot of antidepressants come with a whole host of really kind of nasty side effects. So what else can you do to help, depression? This whole idea of depression, what is it? What is depression? A natural state that we're all going to experience to a greater or lesser extent during our lives, and it's externally triggered. A relationship has ended, somebody we love has passed, has died, we're deeply dissatisfied with our relationship or with our job, we're dissatisfied with our body image, with our health. A lot of external factors are feeding into depression, blocked creativity, an unwholesome environment that we're growing up in, and, not to forget, our internal dialogue, The thoughts we have, the routines, the habits, the negative cycles of judging and analysing and being really hard on ourselves, giving ourselves a really hard time. These are all going to be factors that feed into depression. So let's have a look at some top tips of how to combat mild to moderate depression. So number one is to possibly look at something to help elevate your mood, and that could be an antidepressant from your doctor. Or I recommend, if you're not currently taking an antidepressant, to look at a nature's equivalent, a much more effective, in fact, antidepressant, and that is St. John's wort. The other thing that I would highly recommend is taking high-strength omega-3 and 6 fish oils or flax oils. Fish oils and flax oils, these are like brain food, and they are mood food. So definitely think about taking a supplement to help boost your brain function. Mood food is not to be underestimated. So have a look at your diet. Have a look at what you're eating. Have a look at how much fresh veg you're getting. Have a look at where you're getting your nutrients from. The other thing that I really highly recommend if you're suffering with depression is to increase the amount of water that you're drinking. Something like 60% of us are chronically dehydrated, and there are studies that show that just increasing the amount of water you drink will help you feel happier, will alleviate depressive symptoms. So drink lots of water, and I do mean water. Coffee does not count. Coca-Cola does not count. Herbal teas probably do count, but even herbal teas can be a diuretic. So just drink water. Most of us do not drink enough water. And we're 70% water, right? And especially if you're feeling like you're stagnated, you're feeling heavy, you're feeling depressed, well, we want to flow that through the body quickly and easily. And water will help us to flush that through, these negative feelings, these negative thoughts, this grief, this dissatisfaction, this loss, whatever might be going on for us that is triggering and feeding into depression. Another little tip is the triple D. The triple D. Dwelling leads downwards to depression. Triple D. Dwelling leads downwards to depression. So when you catch yourself dwelling on the fact that you feel sad, when you catch yourself dwelling on the fact that life's rubbish at the moment, when you catch yourself kind of beating yourself up about feeling depressed, when you hear that negative cycle in your voice, snap out of it. Do something to distract yourself. Get out of that cycle. Remember that depression is a cycle. You feel sad, you label it as sadness. The thought of sadness creates more sadness in the physical body, and so this loop goes back on itself, feedbacking on itself, this dwelling leading downwards to further depression. So it's really important for us to actually start to become more aware, more mindful of what we're thinking, what we're doing with our day, what we're engaged with, how are we helping ourselves. So what else do I recommend? I really recommend getting outside, getting fresh air, getting into nature. Just go for a walk. Just get out of the house. Doesn't matter if you don't feel like it. It doesn't matter if you don't want to. It doesn't matter how depressed the voice in your head goes, oh, I can't be bothered, oh, I don't want to, it's raining outside, or I feel rubbish. Just do it. It's really, really easy to feel depressed when we're on our own, sitting by ourselves, dwelling on our depression. So break that cycle. Just get out the door, put some music on, go for a walk, meet up with a friend, go for a drink, go for a walk in the park, go out into the countryside, connect with nature, get some fresh air, and make sure that your home is full of fresh air. Let's have those windows open, let's have air and fluidity in your life. Lots of water, lots of fresh air, lots of movement. Depression is about a kind of stagnation, and we want to alleviate that by creating movement. Movement physically, movement energetically, and movement with our thoughts and our emotions. And lastly, I'll just say on this, and there are many, many more tips I could give, but these are just a few things, is get support. You don't have to do this by yourselves. You don't have to suffer in silence. Having depression is not something to be ashamed of. Everybody suffers with degrees of mental health problems at some point in their life. And having mild and moderate depression is not something to be ashamed of at all. It's a perfectly natural experience. So reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, find a support group, join a mindfulness practice group, join a meditation group, find a creative group, find an artist's way group, start a cookery course, whatever. Do something that's about being creative, about engaging with people, about getting support. And when I mean support, I don't mean just sitting around and talking about depression. Remember, dwelling leads downwards to depression. So I'm talking about hanging out with people who just want to go and have a walk in the park with you, that want to go and do a painting class with you, that are interested in doing that cookery course with you, or that just want to watch a movie and have some popcorn and just do something for fun. So yeah, my heart goes out to you. I know exactly what depression feels like. I have experienced a great deal of depression in my life. And these are just some of the things that have helped me to alleviate those symptoms. None of this advice should be taken separately from what your mainstream medical advice is. But remember that just because a doctor in a white coat is telling you that you need to take a pill doesn't make it so. Check that person's actual qualification to prescribe that. General practitioners know very little about depression, and this kind of one-size-fits-all, let's just give everybody Prozac kind of mentality is a great disservice. So I wish you all the very best of luck, and you can absolutely, step by step, moment by moment, be free from depression. So I wish you all the very best of luck. Thank you so much for watching, and take very good care of yourself.